Hey, how you doing? You well? Welcome back to these cooking classes leading into Christmas, sharing with you like what I'm making for Christmas to help you with your plant-based Christmas meals on Christmas Day. Yesterday we made a nut loaf. If you've not watched the nut loaf video, go watch it because it is an awesome dish. Meat lovers love it, everyone loves it. So if you're plant-based, okay, I'm going to give you heaps of inspo on how to make Christmas Day easy and delicious. And if you are in one of those households where you're not plant-based but you've got a bunch of family or friends that are plant-based and you don't know what to cook them, well, you're in the right spot. I'm going to teach you some recipes here that they are going to love if you make them these dishes. Plus you'll like them too. So we did the nut loaf yesterday, but you're thinking, well, Adam, what am I going to have with my nut loaf? Well, you want to make a gravy. You want to make a vegan gravy though, because plant-based people don't eat the meat gravies, okay? They don't eat the gravy that's made with bones and meat and, animal fat. So I'm going to share with you a really quick and easy, delicious plant-based vegan gravy that is like super good. So to get started with it, what we need is you want to get yourself some vegetable stock. It's about 3 cups there. Don't have to worry about the recipe. I've got you covered. I've put together a Christmas book that's not only got this recipe and a nut loaf recipe, but a whole bunch of recipes. So you've got a link to that. You'll be able to go and download it. So we want to have some stock. I'll show you what we got. Okay, I'll show you what we got. I got some mushies sliced up. I got some onions sliced up. The other things I have, I got some dark soy, okay? It's not like normal soy, it's dark soy. You want to get yourself some of that. You can get it from most supermarkets, but Asian stores definitely have it. You want some wholemeal flour. Now, if you don't have wholemeal, if you're like celiac and you can't do the flour thing, the gluten thing, well, just swap it out with corn flour. It's going to do a very similar job to thickening the gravy. Plus, you want to get yourself some miso, dark miso. Miso is like the Japanese Vegemite, or it's like the English Marmite, the Japanese version of that. That's all you need. So the first step is we want to get a pan on. You want to get a pan on, get it hot. I'll bring you over here so we can get it going. So you want to heat up a pan, get it hot, and then we just want to add the onions. And we just dry saute them without oil. Now what's going to happen, these are going to brown, they're going to caramelize. You're going to get this caramel on the base of the pan, which is what you want, because it gives deep flavour to your gravy. So while that's sauteing off, I'll just let that cook a bit. I'll come and stir it every now and then. Let's go back over the table and let's prepare the slurries. It's important to do these slurries, okay? So the slurries. What you need to do is get yourself some corn flour or the plain flour. I'm going to put, the plain flour, it's plain wholemeal flour. You want 3 tablespoons. 3 tablespoons of flour, wholemeal flour or corn flour into a glass. Then you want to add enough water in there to mix it. So just add some water and give it a stir. And the reason why you're doing that is because when it's in a liquid form, you won't get these lumps in your gravy, rightio? If you go and just add the flour to the gravy, it's going to be lumpy and you don't want lumpy gravy. Not a good thing. I'll just quickly give these a stir. Yummo. The other thing you want to do, get yourself another glass and pop in about half a tablespoon of the miso. So that goes in. Once again, fill that up with some water, half full, and make a slurry. So slurry. And just give that a stir, let it dissolve, and I'll show you when to add that as well. So just keep stirring that until it's all dissolved, and you're all good. How long you got to stir this for? Until it's what? All dissolved. That's right. Japanese, miso is Japanese Vegemite. Let's come back over the stove. and let's see how this is going. Okay, see how it's all started to caramelize, and it's we've got some sticky stuff on the base, which is excellent. What we want to do, add a little bit of water, and that will start to glaze in the pan and get all those yummy bits off the base. That'll all lift off and give you a tremendous flavour. Rightio, and colour to your gravy. Then, what you want to do is add your mushies. Just some sliced mushrooms. In they go. Drop some. Just give it a stir. And now, the next thing, you want to add your stock. So I've just got some vegetable stock here. In that goes, and give it a stir. And just keep scraping the base. All that caramel will come off and give us loads of flavour. I'm just using a stainless steel pot here. You can use any pot. I'm using a wide pot, and the reason why I'm using a wide pot is because it reduces quicker. I can do it in a narrow pot, but it'll take longer to cook and thicken. But if it's in one like this, it doesn't take long. Next thing that you want to add, the next thing you want to add is this. You want to add your slurry. So it's the consistency of like, a bit like a milkshake really. That's the consistency you want. Give it a good stir, get all the lumps out. It's called a slurry. What's it called? A slurry, guys. What you want to do, you want to add that, you want to add it to your liquid before it boils. If you do it when it boils, you're going to get lumps. So you want to add it like before it boils. And then you've got to stir it. And you've got to stir it consistently until it boils. If you don't stir it consistently, you're going to get lumps. Right. Oh, splashing it everywhere. Messy chef I am. The other thing you want to add is about half a tablespoon of the dark soy. It's not light soy, it's dark soy. And that'll give it an amazing colour. Watch this. Look at that. Incredible. It's so good. And that's going to thicken up. Keep stirring it. Now, while we're stirring that, I just want to share with you something, okay? It's important that the energy that we cook with is loving. Because the energy that we cook with gets transferred into the food and affects our digestion and everybody that eats the food's digestion. I'll tell you a little story. When I had my first cafe, like 30 years ago or something, I had an open kitchen with a bench, and I'm cooking away like all chefs. We're all cranky buggers. All chefs are cranky buggers, but I'm no longer a cranky bugger. I breathe now when I cook. You want to cook calmly. But when you're trying to pump out hundreds of meals in a very short period of time, in heat, you can get pretty stressed. Anyway, I'm cooking away in my cafe, and I'm like stressing and cooking and pumping out this food, and my naturopath was in the cafe that day, and she came in and went up to the counter and leant on it, and she goes, "Adam, if you cook with that energy, you're going to make people sick." And I went, "Yeah, whatever." Like in my head, I'm thinking that. I just smiled at her. I'm thinking, I've got like 50 dockets. It's a lunchtime cafe. People have got to get back to work. Get out of my face. Let me cook. Anyway, you know when someone drops an idea into your mind and you can't get it out? That was one of those moments, okay? So for like 2 or 3 weeks, I'm thinking, am I making people sick? And I couldn't get it out of my head. And then I was in the cafe one day, and this regular came in. And she came in every lunchtime, had the same sort of food every day, same sandwich every single day. You know the ones. They come in for lunch, out, back to work. So you might be one of them. So she'd come in, I thought, I could test this. She has the same thing. So I'm going to test this energy thing. So her order comes in, and then I'm cooking with all this love. I start to breathe deep. I start thinking about the food. I'm thinking about how it's going to nurture her. I put all this loving energy into it. I'm being grateful for where the food's come from, how Mother Nature grew it for us to look after us. Can you feel it? Can you feel the difference? I'm putting all this love into it, right? Anyway, the meal goes out. And this lady never comes to the counter, but this day she did. She finished the food, she came to the counter and she said, Adam, I don't know what you're putting in that food today, but it tasted like magic. And I went, you gotta be kidding me. Like, this is real. Anyway, I found out later, I did a bit of research, there's science behind it. There's a camera that can actually photograph your energy. And they've done tests on it where monks have blessed water, like meditated on water and put all this positive, loving energy in their body while they were looking at water. And it changed the vibration of the water from these messy sort of looking things inside, the energy that's inside the water, to these beautiful snowflakes. So it's actually quite powerful. So the moral of the story is this, guys. Whenever you cook, make sure you cook with love, okay? Because it does get transferred, 100% transferred. So while you're all standing here like me, having a chat while I wait for this to boil, and you've got to stir it till it boils, okay? So just put love into it. What you want to do is think about where the food's come from and give thanks to that. What you want to do is you want to think about the people that are going to eat it, your loved ones that you're preparing it for, and how much you love them, right? Especially at Christmas, hey? And put that energy into it. And I promise you, it's going to taste amazing because your energy gets transferred. It's going to be good for them. It's going to be good for you. It's going to be a wonderful day on Christmas Day. So that there is starting to bubble now. See that? It's starting to bubble. You want that to happen. And then once it bubbles, what you need to do is let it cook for a couple of minutes to cook out the flour, okay? Now while that's cooking, I'm going to show you the other slurry. Now you can add this or you don't have to add it, it's up to you. We've got the miso. Now you could just use the miso instead of the dark soy, or you could use both, or you could just use the dark soy. It will make it saltier if you add this. So if sodium's an issue for you, probably just use one of them, okay? And you don't want to add this till right at the end, the miso, because miso's a ferment and it's got these good bacteria in it. And if you boil it away, you lose the benefit of that bacteria. So you just want to add it in just before you serve it. And I'll just show you how to do that now. I'll add this just so you know, but I don't need to. I could just leave this as it is, okay? So you just let that boil for, look at that consistency. Now the longer you boil that, the thicker it will be. So if you want a thinner gravy, you just, it's ready, after 2 minutes of boiling to cook the flour out. If you want it longer, just let it simmer away for another 5 or 10 minutes and it'll go thicker for you. I like the thinner ones. So I'll just add that because we'll share it in a sec. There you go, in that goes. And you just stir it. Where's my spoon? Got to have a taste. Always got to have a taste. Man. That is seriously good. Okay? It's amazing. Like, your plant-based friends, or if you're plant-based, are going to love this gravy to go with your nut loaf that I showed you how to cook yesterday. Now here's a couple of things. We can serve that just like that with the mushrooms whole and the onions whole. That's one option you've got. I'm going to show you 3 options for this. So I'm just going to get a couple of bowls. I'm going to show you what it looks like and how to serve it. How's that sound? So come on with me. Come back over here. How you doing, guys? You well? You getting excited about Chrissy? You done your shopping? Here's the thing. Do what I'm doing now because I'm actually making my Christmas lunch, my Christmas Day meal now. I made the nut loaf yesterday. I froze it. I'm making the gravy now and I'm freezing it. Because who wants to have a stressful day, right, on Christmas Day where in the kitchen all day and all the other family and friends are having a great time and you're in the kitchen, right? Nah. So get it all prepared in advance and then you have this chilled out, beautiful day on Christmas Day. So, want a strainer? I'll show you this. This is what we're going to do. Point it down here so you can see in there. You can see that. You're going to get a bit fogged out. I think you'll get fogged up. But let's have a look. Give it a go. So I could just serve it like this, and I can put that into a jar or a gravy boat or a bowl. If I don't want all the vegetables in it, I can just strain it. Just like that. You're probably getting fogged up right now. Sorry, guys. So you can just strain it. Welcome to my kitchen. Okay, you're getting everything. You're getting the fog, you're getting the mist, a whole lot. But here, okay, I've just strained it. So that's one option. That's your second option, okay? You can strain it is your second option. What's your second option, guys? You can strain it. So you just got a beautiful gravy like this. Let me show you. Look at this. Look at that. It's so beautiful. On nut loaf and roast spuds, it is the best, rightio? So that's one option. The other option is you leave the vegetables in, which is what I do because I like eating the whole food and I like the textures. The other option that you've got is that you can take the mushies and those onions, leave them in there, but put all of that into a blender and puree it. And then you've still got all the whole food and it becomes a little bit thicker. It'll become a little bit cloudier in colour. But the way I'm going to serve it, I'm going to get, a bowl, a gravy bowl, okay, or some mason jars, and I'm just going to put this beautiful stuff with all the mushies and all the veggies into the bowl and serve it over my nut loaf. So guys, give that a go. It's super easy. If you've not made the nut loaf, get into the kitchen and start making it. And so the next few days, I'm going to keep making stuff because I want to be prepared for Christmas. What am I going to make? I'm going to make a pudding, a vegan Christmas pudding, okay? Whole food, plant-based, vegan Christmas pudding with a custard without eggs, okay? I'm going to make an eggnog. I'm going to... potatoes. I'm going to make the best baked potatoes without oil. I'm going to show you how to do it, the consistency it needs to be. It's going to be super crunchy. It's going to be awesome with this gravy. And make some salads and a few other surprises for you. So guys, stay tuned every day and you can get the recipes. There's a link somewhere where you can download a whole book where it's just not these recipes, but a heap of different Christmas options for you. Oh, we're also going to do little nibbles as well over the next few days. So stay tuned. Have a good one, guys.